Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently down 6.36% to 26,594. Ethereum down 6.35% to 1437. The last 3 days have been pretty brutal, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that you just couldn't take any money out of this market. I'll show you a trade just in a little while which shows that is not the case if you BORSOG. And BORSOG means we buy on red and sell on green. That's BORSOG. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended family. What we've just done together is do a quick run through on the crypto market. It's really important to get a feeling how the crypto market is moving within different cryptocurrency segments. Little by little, over time, you're going to see different patterns play out repeatedly. And this is really valuable information to help you to BORSOG. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, and you can always reach out and directly message me on Twitter at any time. If you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that our global family's love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone. The sun will come out again, and there is always hope. There are two ways to look at the financial markets, crypto especially. There's a retail view and a smart money view. Retail is highly emotionally driven. It's like being on a roller coaster. People feel good, optimism, thrill, euphoria, anxiety, and then they feel bad, denial, panic, capitulation, and it goes around and around in circles. This is not where you want to be. You want to be on the smart money side, and there's literally less than 5% of the investing and trading community is on the smart money side. Smart money looks at a red market very, very differently than retail. Smart money actually gets excited when it goes red. Smart money actually waits for the markets to go red because they buy on red and they sell on green. I'm often asked, Ken, what is the fastest way to get into that smart money mindset? And the answer is positive excellence and maintaining real wealth foundations, such as kindness, authenticity, inner and outer peace. This is really important to get off the emotional roller coaster with self-mastery. In yesterday's video, I just reached out to the community and I said, please let me know what you think about kindness. And we had some really, really good responses, and I'll be sharing these responses throughout this video. Brett said, kindness is the ultimate superpower, and kindness to yourself is the only way to be. Internal talk is so important because that critical voice that you let run wild will turn on you and turn on your friends and family. However, it can be nullified with kindness. Remember, mistakes are just life lessons. If we don't make mistakes, we've not ever tried. Mistakes build confidence through kindness and forgiveness. Abundance enables us to focus on ourselves. Competition is just looking over your shoulder, looking sideways. If you don't look forward, you're going to run into something and hurt yourself. There is no shortage of money. Being kind to yourself and being kind to others is the way in the CTKS community. Crypto technical analysts scientifically track investor attention, and investor attention is measured by price, which is reality, not future promises. The first thing we do is to mark up our charts using the CTKS methodology. Then we look to outside trends, collecting probabilities, checking world events, checking the stock markets to see what is cooking, because we know government policy and macroeconomic conditions will impact crypto. And that's what we're interested in. We're interested in crypto. Then we come back inside the crypto market, finding the crypto market's focus, understanding that opportunities reset daily, and enhancing pattern recognition. It's very, very important to master emotional control before you buy or you sell. Professionals have mastered their emotional control, and crypto technical analysts are professionals. Crypto technical analysts live from a position of positive excellence and real wealth foundations. Rule 760, start small and scale. I'll give you a quick illustration of what this actually means. If you put $1,000 in and you got a 10% return, you get $1,100 or $100 in profit. If you did that in a week, you would score a massive return. You would literally, if you just kept on rolling things over, turn 1,000 into 117,000. And I know you're probably saying, Ken, on red days like today, it's just not possible. You can't do it. You can't make these kind of returns. But I want to show you that you actually can. But it involves understanding and knowledge, lots of rules, patience, a real wealth, positive excellence focus, and you must buy on red. Why do we buy on red? It's because of rule 359. We must be on the right side of the percentage. You can be on the wrong side of the trade and on the right side of the percentage, and you'll do really well. Let me show you a trade just to explore this concept. This particular trade is in TRB in USDT. You can see that the beloved community member did an entry at around 1493. You can see here 1493, and they put $100 in. And then at 1518, just a little bit later, that was probably just about 18 hours later, they put in another trade at 1518, and then they put their sell order in. Now, why this sell order here? You can understand that they were getting on the right side of the percentage, just looking for this support level. Pretty smart work. And this buy order was placed when the price was actually coming down. And this is also really important to understand. When you look at particular support and resistance levels, it's really vital that you understand what support and resistance levels actually do. This person put in the execution of the trade up here at 1838. Why did they put it there? Because there were spikes up here. And they could have put it up a little bit further, but the concept is we're not interested in timing the exact top or the exact bottom. It's just something that smart money doesn't care about. It's all about just getting what the market can give you. And this trade was turned over in about 20 hours. Now, what was the combination of this? If we add up, for example, all of these buy orders here, and they're all in red, that's 199, 76, 61, this figure here. If we add up all of the sell on green, that's the 181, the 62, here is 243. We can see that this particular beloved community member made a gain of $44. And it may not sound like much, but this person was in the market when everything was going blood red. And this is the concept with crypto. Not everything goes blood red, and there are always opportunities. And I'll show you another trade tomorrow where it wasn't this kind of structure. It was a very different kind of structure, but hang in and tune in tomorrow to see that. You can see that this beloved community member made a 22% profit in around 20 hours. Now, we have to push it over 2 a day to get the annualized return on investment, and we won't even care about reading that out. But it just goes to show you that you can do really, really well by understanding the CTKS method and understanding where support and where resistance lines come into play, and just working inside the market with what the market will give you. You control your trade or investment. The market controls your return and your timing. And you can see how valuable Rule 359 is. Being on the right side of the percentage, even if you're on the wrong side of the trade, can be a license to print money. But you must know what you're doing. And we share those concepts inside the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Let's have a look at the greatest gainers and the greatest losers over the past 24 hours. We can see NEO out in front, 11.11%. Ooh, good number. FTT up 2.86%. Pax Gold up 0.09%. And then we get into stables. What about going the other way? What are the greatest losers over the past 24 hours? Phantom down 18.9%, Stepan or GMT 15.75% down, Ape around 15.5% down, Mina 12.6% down, Waves 12.3% down, EGLD about 12% down. Please let me know in the comments what takes your interest in the market at the moment. It could be for a BORSOG opportunity, just a short-term trade, or it could be a long-term accumulation. Rule 45 is so vitally important, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Even though the market has come down and Bitcoin is currently trading at 26,477, we can see that there are always opportunities to BORSOG, but you must move within the market's movements. We can see that there's been significant price depreciation right now, and we've bypassed a very strong level of support at 27,299, that B level. What do we expect here? What we expect is that price will potentially come back up and test B. You can notice that price is always moving in a wave, up and down, up and down, up and down. For professional investors and traders, these sell-off opportunities can represent some of the greatest gains that you can ever make. But of course, you need a bit of dry powder to do that. We know that there's a lot of macroeconomic headwinds at the moment with the higher than expected CPI print that occurred in the US that led to this sell down. A lot of people are going fundamentally negative on price momentum. Smart money tends to pull the rug when everybody is thinking that it's going one way. Smart money tends to do different things, and we've seen that so many times. So just be aware, price is always moving in a wave. What did we see with the longs and the shorts? The shorts are coming into the market and the longs are also coming into the market. What do we expect to see when we look at liquidations? The first thing we note, a lot of selling activity is going on. 24-hour liquidations are 410.86 million across nearly 165,000 positions. This is not normal weekend kind of action. This is really, really heavy. A lot of people are getting shaken out of their positions. And what we can see is over the past 24 hours, in terms of total liquidations, around 71% was long. What about the past 12 hours? About 62% long. The past 4 hours getting more, about 86% long. And the past hour, 88% long. So we can see that the shorts have been hammering the longs. And what is happening to price? It's going down. And when we look at the relativities, we can see just about twice as many longs have been liquidated as shorts at the moment. When we look to weekend trading, it's generally quite light like this, about 60 million odd. What we've seen recently is a very, very heavy level of capitulation. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? What do you think it means? So we can see that a lot of shorts are coming into the market expecting that prices will come down and down and down. They weren't too sure. They were closing out their positions before. They thought that there was going to be a bounce. Now they've gained more confidence and they're coming in. What is causing this? Well, when we look at the Nasdaq Futures, we can see the futures are selling down. They've actually gapped down. This is giving the shorts a lot of confidence to get in and short the market. The KS model gives a very, very mathematically powerful line which tends to capture black swan events. That's currently 20,530 and 6 cents, where the price in the crypto market is currently 22.51% away from that. Masterclass students get the KS model in TM2. what we can see is that we're about 36.35% away from a constructive change in trend. And we can see that would occur at around 36,000, but we have to get above this resistance, these two resistance lines that would come into play at around level 1, between level 1 and level 2. This raises a really good question. Where do you think Bitcoin's price is going? And you'll receive my live chart in TG34 for the Masterclass students. Do you think it's coming down to example for C or D? Or do you think it will come back to B or A? Or do you think it will do something surprising and liquidate all those shorts and go to 1 or 2? Please let me know in the comments. As professionals, we always make 3 in advance probabilistic decisions. We know what we're going to do with our portfolio and a specific trade. If things go for us, go against us, or just go meh, go nowhere. From a personal perspective, I'm a buyer in this market because we know sharp angles tend to reflect, and you can see that there's always money to be made, but you have to move inside with what the market will actually give you. The market controls the return. You have to control your emotion and your entries and exits. And if you're a long-term hodler, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. If you're getting into really, really good quality crypto projects, you know they're going to survive and they're going to be around. And crypto goes up and down like a mad thing. We understand as crypto technical analysts rule 225, Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. And what we've seen with the Nasdaq Futures opening, the Nasdaq Futures have basically dropped off a cliff and they've come down to that specific level around the 11,643 mark. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that they're going to lose support and they're going to plummet down? Well, maybe, potentially, but there's a high band of support in this particular area. A lot of times people just get caught up with the news and get caught up with the hype. We did see a shooting down, a shooting up of fear, but then a shooting down in the last couple of stages of market action. This would indicate that fear is going to shoot up. It may reach this 3384 level, but always be in mind, or bear in mind, that the media puts people into an absolute frenzy. When they should be selling, they're buying, and when they should be buying, they're selling. Just think about all the news stories when Bitcoin was blowing up and all the cryptos were doing really, really well. And now think of all the news stories now that we've seen problems inside the market. It's all negative. It's either all negative or pretty much all positive. But smart money knows that these are just smoke screens for the large institutions to either distribute or accumulate. So please be aware of that. And we can see that oil prices are declining. They're starting to sell down. The dollar is rallying up very, very strongly, and gold is just getting above its resistance. The other thing to understand, when you look at macroeconomic cycles, they do take some time to play out, and generally negative price momentum is only confined to a relatively short period of time. In between that, things are going up and down, up and down. Even when you've got really bullish sentiment inside the market, prices go up and they come down, go up and come down. We see it all the time. That's why if you just BORSOG, you will do incredibly well. I'm very happy to let you know that I got my computer back. After it blowing up, I think I just pushed it too hard. Yes, I think I do need a quantum computer, as one beloved community member said. Very funny. But actually, I'll be shooting LV19 on this particular chart and sharing it with the masterclass. So what we can see basically is we're not in a recession. If we were, we'd get a sharp uptick like this through this red line. We can see that line is currently flat. Now, we do see that there's a lot of negative pressure that Bitcoin has been under. Also, the Nasdaq has been under it as well. The S&P 500, the Dow, the Russell. Japan's market was breaking out. It's just coming back for a retest. And we can see Germany's market was breaking out, but what happened with the US stock market's gravity, it's impinging on Germany. And what you will see is about 60%, well, 60 cents out of every dollar globally goes into the US's stock market. This is why the US stock market affects everything. And we can see, for example, Australia coming down, the UK coming down, but there are some fairly good support levels here. Quite possibly we'll see a bounce, because when you get these big negative momentum movements, you will get a bounce at some stage. The question is just how long, not if, just when. And it's actually really good to see that China's market is starting to turn around. It's still got some resistance here, and it's going to be playing in just around this area, but we can see we've overcome one level of resistance in China's market, and that's actually really good for the world. I'll also be coming soon to LV20. I'll just release these particular charts and have a discussion on what they mean. I just discussed these in yesterday's video. We always do very deep dives inside the masterclass. I'd like to share a quote from Badger from yesterday's video. Gain confidence. I really like this word. When the longs and the shorts are doing their stuff, they are either gaining or losing confidence. It's really good to actually think about it that way. And Badger said, I think focusing on kindness and peace is a great gift because it truly prepares you to properly handle money and abundance when it comes. When, not if, when. Mistakes are all part of the game. We must get it wrong in order to get it right. When I was lecturing first and second year statistics, and I've shared this a few times, so long-term members of our community know that I talk about this a lot. The concept, many students would literally beat themselves up because they didn't get the right answer. And I always said, please be kind to yourself. You're here to learn. You're here to get it wrong in order to get it right. So I love what Badger said because it's absolutely correct. The only problem is to get it wrong in the markets is expensive, but you can think about the markets like a really exclusive high-end nightclub. It has very, very high cover charge fees and their losses, but when you get it right, you don't pay those fees quite as much and you can take much more out of the market, but it takes you going through the cover charge to actually get to the other side. I really love what Badger said here. We can use the past as one of our mentors. How fantastic. A lot of people get shackled by the past. They don't think of it as a mentor. I like to say that you can do two things in life. You can either basically give what you got. If what you got was really bad, you can keep on doing that and perpetuate the pain that was given to you and pass it to another. Or you can give what you didn't get and what you actually wanted, which is actually lifting other people up through kindness. It's never weak to be kind. In fact, it requires a lot of strength. Going on with what Badger said, we can use the past as one of our mentors. We look back for experience and forward for inspiration. How beautiful. This is why it is critical to start actively trading small to scale. Studying the markets is not enough. You need to get into the mix, learn to manage emotions, deal with uncertainty. And I always say start small and scale, because it's exactly what Badger said. You're putting your money on the line. Even if it's $1, that is sufficient. And you learn to manage the emotional state with what comes with that dollar going up or down in value. You must deal with the uncertainty. Don't worry about what other people are doing. What they're doing is unimportant to you. You're a completely unique individual. Just do what is right for you. Let's have a look at the major players, and what we can see is Bitcoin is now starting to technically break down. This is a very potentially problematic position. If we don't see a bounce, and we've seen the futures come down, we could actually drop a lot further, and we need to be aware that this is just how the market works. If we get under a support level, things can drop. If we get under support, things can drop. Where do they drop to? the next support level. Really important to understand. And Ethereum has been very, very weak of late. And there's been comments that bugs have been found because of the update that Ethereum is doing. And this is really good. To discover those bugs is great. And to fix them is fantastic. And Vitalik has a tremendous amount of integrity. And I also see him as being a very kind person. And this is what it's all about. If you follow people who are unkind, who are selfish and arrogant and problematic, whatever project they're involved with, they're thinking of themselves first and foremost. I don't see Vitalik doing that. He thinks of the community, and that is really, really important. We saw with Do Kwon what happened there. He said basically, oh, well, people have pointed out there's a problem with Terra Luna, and people thought he'd fixed it because he said, yeah, let the billionaires come, let them play the playbook, and they won't succeed. Do Kwon, you made a mistake. Being a mistake of arrogance. If you had kindness, if you just looked at the problem and fixed it like what Vitalik does, your protocols would still be around. This is a really big lesson for everyone. Kindness really counts, and it counts in everything, especially crypto. Let's have a look at Binance Coin. We can see Binance Coin following Bitcoin's gravity down. XRP is just, you could say, what happened to XRP, Ken? Bitcoin happened to XRP. What happened to ADA? It was doing so well. It's getting the hard fork coming up. Everything was going fantastic. And then inflation, black swan. They're just back to back. There's a bank of black swans. Ugh. But also be aware, when it comes down like this, it can go up like this. So ADA could be very much something that you might like to BORSOG into. But please be careful and know what you're doing. It's not simply a question of buying on red. You must be scientific about it. What's Solana doing? It's following Bitcoin's gravity. Doge following Bitcoin's gravity. DOT following Bitcoin's gravity. Patrick had a really good comment. Kindness is a great way to feel happy about the outcomes regardless of profitability. Generosity of spirit is its own reward. How beautiful. The calculus of success in life won't be how much money we made, but in how many lives we changed for the better and how many lives we inspired others to change for the better. Just beautiful, Patrick. Let's have a look at Theta. Theta is following Bitcoin's gravity. Waves following Bitcoin's gravity. SHIB following. EGLD following. Phantom following. CHR following. Loopring following. Kyber Networks, KNC, also following. This is how powerful Bitcoin's gravity actually is. But guess what? When it decides to bounce, and it will, they are all going to go up. Bluebird Cafe from yesterday's video. You can only make as much money as your personality can support. Very good catch, Bluebird. And it's so true. That's why we subscribe to Positive Excellence. Think about the difference between Do Kwon and Vitalik Buterin. What you see is two people, very, very successful people. One not so successful at the moment, and the other has a project that will continue to grow on its ecosystem and in terms of adoption, because they're doing the right thing. I've seen many arrogant people get extremely wealthy and then lose it all because they don't have positive excellence. As soon as people have positive excellence, they can have the personality to support their wealth. This is a really important thing to understand, and hardly anybody talks about it. Maybe it's not politically correct. Well, this is the world we live in. It's important to know the rules. Let's have a look at the metaverse, and we can see Sand following Bitcoin's gravity, Axie following Bitcoin's gravity, Decentraland, Mana, Gala, Engine, Ape, Chiliz, and GMT, all following Bitcoin's gravity. You have to understand Bitcoin's gravity. You can see just how beautiful our beloved family is, our global family. Kirk from San Diego. When you show kindness, you find that there is an abundance of kindness around you. Very beautiful, Kirk. Thank you for sharing. And Jay said, we are all shining in our own different ways. Money comes and goes, but our character remains. And I think it's important for us to strive to be our best selves. Just beautiful. Thank you, Jay, and thank you, Kirk. What do we see with the other projects? Stellar, following Bitcoin's gravity. CRV, following gravity as well. AVAX, following gravity. What happened to Arweave? AR, it's following Bitcoin's gravity. What happened to ZIL? Following Bitcoin's gravity. What happened to Uni? Following Bitcoin's gravity. What happened to FTT? Well, it's following Bitcoin's gravity, but look at this. It's more powerful. Ooh, let's keep an eye on that one. Could be interesting. What about Tron? Following Bitcoin's gravity down. Could be interesting to look at as well. I also really love what Beardy said. Beardy said, we need more kindness in the world. There's enough to go around. And TSP, very beautiful comments. So many phenomenal comments in yesterday's video. I just want to say I appreciate our beloved global family so much. So much wisdom is shared there. And you can just go and read the comments. They're just beautiful. TSP, every morning without fail nowadays, I tell my children, two very little eagles, BORSOG eagles, be kind, be nice, be helpful. Just beautiful. Those are qualities I want them to grow up with. That's fantastic. Leaders who are kind, nice, and helpful. Actually, leadership is about this. A lot of people want the CEO's job, but they don't understand. They have to actually have a way with people that is not abrasive. Many times in the past, we've seen examples of CEOs that are less than kind, much less than kind, but that is a dying breed of people. These days, with so much social media in the world, so much equality happening globally, so much awareness geopolitically and otherwise, it's really important to be decent, to be kind, to have integrity, and not fake but genuine. I'd like to share a little quote that I put together for you. Your value is shared happiness, not money made. You can think that none of us get out of life alive. We're always going to have some point in the future where we don't exist, but your shared happiness will remain. And if you reach out and touch other people's lives, that will remain as well. And that's a beautiful thing. The money that is made may put you in a history book, but the hearts that you touch will put you inside other people's hearts for literally all time. One thing that we talk about in Positive Excellence is the idea and concept of gratitude. I love putting the community's quotes in between the charts because I think it gives it so much community feel. If you'd like to talk about what do you think of gratitude and how does it work? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What works for you? All of those things, discussing gratitude and how you can have a more grateful life, I think is a fantastic thing, and I look forward to sharing people's comments. To finish up with, where do you think Bitcoin is going to in the next 24 hours? What particular letter or number? A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3 even? What do you think? It's a really good way to learn in a very active manner. And when you're actively learning, you will do really, really well. It's the secret sauce of life, not to be passive, but to be active. Being active is also part of Positive Excellence. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting Masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global KS family. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use and the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Please seek out an ambassador to get 80% off. The links are in the description of this video. And it's a really ideal time to learn, to step back from the crypto market and actually understand it more effectively. Please remember, Crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.